I'm Marvin Hernandez Garcia. I'm a retired gunnery sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, and I'm also the chairman for the United Veterans Council of San Joaquin County. Today, the ceremony was very, very sad in a way that, you know, every year we have to somehow pause and take our time to, one, to give thanks to those that sacrificed so much for us during 9/11 and after. But then again, you know, it's a ceremony that capitalizes what America is about. You know, at least for this moment we become united, as we should be, to honor those that have given so much for us. So it's a day that makes us reflect on everything that you know our country is supposed to be about, which is to be, you know, the United States of America.
And now, presentation of colors, including a 13 flag presentation to recognize each U.S. service member that was killed in the Afghan evacuation attack. 11 Marines, 1 Navy corpsman, 1 soldier. The 13 flags is followed by the Veterans of Foreign War Post 52 Honor Guard.
Those veterans may salute. Others, please put your hand over your heart. Right hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you all. Thank you. 20 years ago, on September 11th, I was a young Marine in the Military Police Academy. We were doing a field exercise, and we were called back into the classroom. Where we walked in, TVs were on, and the World Trade Centers were engulfed in flames. We knew at that moment in time that our nation and that our world would never be the same. For many of us here today, each and every one of us can reflect back and remember exactly where we were at that point in time 20 years ago on September 11th. In fact, the emotions that each and every one of us felt during that time, in the days, in the months following, we could still feel those emotions right now, even when we reflect back over the past 20 years. But today, it's about honoring each and every one of those. It's about remembering each and every one of those civilians and business owners, professionals that lost their lives on September 11th. Today, it's about honoring our heroic first responders who selflessly and sacrificially, not only then, but even to this day, continue to put their life on the line to save the lives of others. And today, we salute our brave servicemen and women who answered the call following the attacks of 9/11 to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Our nation may have been shaken, but we were not broken. And we will never forget the events of 9/11, and we will always remember those who sacrificed so much, and we will support the loved ones of those who paid the ultimate price on the day of 9/11 in those years that will follow.
It's 2 decades later, and we can never ever forget everybody's sacrifice that day. And I appreciate you all here doing a remembrance every single year. This is a big milestone. And speaking for the police officers who lost their lives, that, as mentioned already, went into the danger, trying to get others out of the danger, makes me very proud of all of the men and women in public safety, fire department, police officers, medics, who sign up. It's a calling to go help others who cannot help themselves, to go aid others, and putting their own lives on the line.
Events to ever take place on American soil. On this 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, the men and women of the Stockton Fire Department remember the 343 New York City firefighters and paramedics who gave their lives, rushing into those 2 doomed skyscrapers as everyone else was rushing to get out. We remember the 23 New York Police Department officers and the 37 Port Authority police officers killed. We remember the 125 civilians and military personnel killed at the Pentagon. And we remember the nearly 3,000 civilians who perished in the Twin Towers and on the 4 jets that day. The men and women who serve in the fire and police departments, EMS, and our military represent some of the most dedicated public servants. These men and women embody what it means to put service before self. These servants and their families also understand the sacrifices required to keep each other and our community safe. One of the worst days in America's history saw some of the bravest acts in America's history.
As previously have said as well, all of us remember that day so vividly, and for me it felt even more numb because the Tuesday prior to the towers being hit, I was on one of the towers at the observation deck, and I was there with a friend of mine. We were thinking, we even said it out loud, you know, people try to attack this because they had previously attacked in 95 or 93, but we felt, no, this is safe. It's safe. So a week later, seeing a tragic event, it was unreal. And I wasn't in law enforcement at the time. I was in the process of getting hired. And it really, I didn't think I knew it at the time, but it really solidified why I wanted to do this job. Is that one thing that law enforcement, military, fire department, emergency personnel have in common is that we want to go in. I think you even said that too. You want to go into the danger. When other people tend to flee, we want to go in and help and sacrifice, if needed, ourselves to save others. And it seems like yesterday, probably for most of us.
Good afternoon. My name is Rudy Gonzalez. I am a veteran of the Vietnam War and a member of the VFW Post 52. 20 years ago, U.S. passenger planes were seized and crashed into the Twin Towers. The Pentagon and Flight 93 crashed, and there too, we lost lives. 2,997 innocent lives were lost, and more than 6,000 were injured. These lives consisted of first responders, law enforcement, firemen, paramedics, emergency personnel, and in fact, the majority of them were first responders. Included are husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, children, friends, and many more. This attack remains one of the most traumatic events of the century, not only for us as Americans, but for the entire world. We were in shock and mourned as we watched and heard the news of many of the lives that were taken. However, we as Americans came together and united to get through this very tragic moment in our history. Today, there's a memorial located on the site of the former World Trade Center, where there are 3,000 names inscribed. Today, my hope is that we will never forget these lives that were lost and the legacies they left behind. To those of you who can, please stand. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read the names of those that we lost recently, 13 days ago. The 13. Marine Corps Lance Corporal David Espinoza, 20 years old, from Rio, Texas.
Sorry. I thought he was done.
Next one. Sergeant Nicole G., 23, of Sacramento. Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, 31, of Salt Lake City. Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Knaus, 23, Quarrington, Tennessee. Marine Corps Corporal Hunter Lopez of Indio, 22 years old, of Indio, California. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, 20, of Jackson, Wyoming. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Dylan Rolla, 20, of Rancho Cucamonga, California. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Kareem Ki Nikoa, 20, of Norco, California. Marine Corps Corporal Dagan Page, 23, Omaha, Nebraska. Marine Corps Sergeant Joanny Rosario Picardo, 25, of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Marine Corps Corporal Humberto Sanchez, 22, of Loganport, Indiana. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Jaron Schmidt, 20 years old, of Charles, Missouri. Navy Hospitalman Maxton Soviet, 22, of Berlin Heights, Ohio. Let us not forget the veterans who also served during that time and that have died in Afghanistan and in Iraq. We are forever grateful to the men and women for their courage, and in our hearts, we will always remember how they served our country. May their souls rest in peace, and we salute their bravery forevermore. God bless them. God bless America.